Dave here for iCave Gaming, and we are going to work out the history of the chapter that I am creating, which is the Midnight Titan Space Marines. They are very loosely, but also kind of specifically, based on Apple. That is what my main channel is about, iCave Dave. You can find it on YouTube. It's over there somewhere. That's why I've got all this stuff in the background and all of these phones that have been dismantled and stuff. So we are basing it on that. I've asked ChatGPT to do some work on this, which they have done. And instead of reading it, I decided to throw it at CapCut to make it into a movie for me so that we can react to it together.
Midnight Titan Space Marine Chapter Lore File. ChatG Chapter Name.
Thanks ChatGPT for getting the credit for this.
Midnight Titans Founding. 23rd. Founding M39 Primarch. Roboute Guilliman Ultramarine.
He's absolutely not the Primarch of this chapter, however. That is definitely some chaos stuff going on there. This is not the Ultramarines Primarch. I don't think that's what Roboute Guilliman looked like. From memory, I could be wrong. Let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. He's blue. That's a win. He does also look a bit like a goat in fantasy armor. My chapter is going to be descended from the Night Lord's Chaos Space Marines, but they're really ashamed of that, which is why they're very secretive and don't really work with the Adeptus Mechanicus, so they have their own Forge world on their planet, which I wanted to call Cupertinos. Let's see if ChatGPT has other thoughts on that.
GNC Chapter Colors. Sleek Midnight Black with glowing neon blue trim chapter symbol. A glowing blue apple with a single...
Boy, does he dance well, though.
Stylized bolt of lightning splitting it in two.
I do like the idea of an Apple logo split by a bolt of lightning. However, I tried to paint a bolt of... no, not even a bolt of lightning. This is... I was trying to paint an Apple logo. It's really hard. So the plan was to turn it into just a circle to represent, like, Apple Park, that kind of Cupertino headquarters, which we're going to replicate on the table that I'm planning, which will be in a future video. That'll be up here when I've done it. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of maybe splitting the Apple Park circle in half with a bolt of lightning. That could be doable. I'm going to have to hand paint all of these, so it's not going to be super complex. Let's go.
Chapter Origins Midnight Titans were created during the 23rd founding. A tumult.
I don't know why Dr. Disrespect has got involved with this, and I do not support his ideas.
Era where many Space Marine chapters were founded to address the increasingly chaotic threats on the fringe of Imperial space. Originally formed from the gene seed of Roboute Guilliman, the chapter was intended to serve as a mobile force specializing in rapid strike warfare, data
I don't hate that idea, though.
retrieval, and technological warfare. And
Yes, technological. If this is a chapter that had discovered some history of Apple in, like, some sort of communications that happened or some kind of data cache that they found, that's what you do, 38,000 years later when technology has kind of disappeared and then come back a bit. We're talking about knights in mechanized armor here. That's kind of what we're talking about. That's what Space Marines are.
The chapter would later evolve into their own unique identity. During the creation of the Midnight Titans, their chapter master, Icarus Sigma.
Now, I had the idea for Severus Jobs. Alright, sounds a little bit Harry Potter, or Svenus Jobs, or something like that. Icarus Sigma does sound pretty good, and Icarus is the guy that flew too close to the sun, and his wings melted, and then he fell back to... It was a bad day for him. But that kind of ties in with what Steve Jobs had when he was one of the original 3 founders of Apple, then the 2 founders of Apple, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak. Wayne, whatever his name was, left after like 30 days or something and sold his shares for $800. That was probably a mistake. But Steve got booted out of the company when Macintosh had just come out, I think, and came back just before Mac OS 10, or OS 10, from making a little company called Pixar and Next Computer, quite big. Kind of fits.
Was a visionary who believed the Imperium's survival depended not just on military might but technological superiority.
I don't know why he's from Egypt. However, Steve Jobs also kind of had some Arab heritage. I think he had, like his parents, because he was adopted by the Jobs family, and I'm sure his father was perhaps from like the Middle East or Egypt or somewhere around there. I could be very wrong. Again, let me know in the comments.
Deeply influenced by the last technological wonders of the dark age of technology, Icarus Sigma drove his chapter to adopt a reverence for innovation, data encryption, and battlefield precision.
I mean, this all makes 100% sense. Why is ChatGPT better at writing histories for a chapter than I am?
Following this path, the Midnight
Not sure why. My chapter is a DJ, but still.
Titans developed an obsession with mastering machine spirits and the digital warfare landscape. Their fortress monastery, Etherspire,
I like the Etherspire. That's a cool name.
is an orbiting data fortress circling a dark moon in the Silicon sector, a hub of technology and data gathering in an otherwise forsaken region of space.
That's a cool backstory. I like it. I'm definitely doing like a round fortress for my chapter, because that's also going to become the walled garden, where inside the garden, inside like the apple park, is going to be lush and beautiful and trees and plants and a rainbow thing and all that sort of stuff like Apple Park. And then outside it, it's going to be Forge World. So it's going to be really industrial. It's going to be really horrific. There's going to be canals of some sort of goo. There's going to be an orbital launch platform, which will probably siphon liquid from said canals in order to kind of dissipate the launch forces, because they always use like water deluge to do that. We're going to be doing like 8 tiles of 2 by 2 feet with terrain that can be kind of reconfigured, and then we can add more tiles later if we want to.
Chapter Philosophy and Beliefs. Midnight Titans
Indonesian philosophy.
follow a doctrine of
Innovation philosophy. I think that's what it was trying to say.
innovation through domination. They see themselves as the custodians of human ingenuity, preserving the technological legacy of mankind to ensure its continued survival. They believe that knowledge is the ultimate weapon, and those who control it are destined to rule.
If you'd found a data cache of Apple tech from the 2000s and compared it to everything else that was from the 2000s, after technology had been lost, you would think that you were the custodians of science. And this all now makes sense.
This belief has led to a culture of constant improvement, not just in warfare, but in every aspect of life. The Midnight Titans train their minds as much as their bodies,
Vision Pro making its debut.
often engaging in advanced simulations, logic puzzles, and data encryption challenges. Their reverence for machine spirits
I don't know what these are, but I want them in my army. I don't know how I can make them, but they look ace.
extends to their combat doctrine. Titans do not just wear armor, they bond with their war gear, which is equipped with advanced cogitators and adaptive
What's a cogitator? Answers in the comments.
machine spirits designed to learn from their user and grow more efficient in battle. Their armor and weapons are sleek, more streamlined and futuristic compared to the more brutal designs of other chapters.
That's literally what I expected for my tech priests. So obviously the head of the tech priest is going to be some revision of Johnny Ive from Apple, who designed the iMacs, you know, all of the beautiful colored stuff that came in the late 90s, early 2000s, all that kind of stuff. There is going to be references all over the battlefield to Apple stuff. Maybe we'll do the Think Different posters on walls and stuff. That would be kind of cool. Tiny little versions of them. That would be really awesome. But the planet wants to look like it was ravaged by Tyranids. That's my big thing at the minute.
Is sacred. The Midnight Titans maintain their own innovation cult, the Luminous Cog, a group of
I like that name.
battle tech marines that constantly tinker and upgrade the chapter's weapons and systems. This sometimes leads to tension with the Adeptus Mechanicus, as the Midnight Titans often push boundaries forbidden by the Omniscience teachings.
This music goes way too hard, just so we're clear. But also, yes, I want the idea of this planet being its own Forge world to have basically taken my chapter out from the Adeptus Mechanicus in general. So all of the tanks, any walkers, any flyers will look so much cleaner. Because Johnny Ive wanted everything to have flat surfaces and be curved and beautiful. Polished. I'm getting excited. I really like this. I don't think these tanks reflect the look that we're going for, but I like the combat doctrine.
Trinethi Midnight Titans specialize in information warfare and rapid response strike tactics. They possess a mastery over battlefield networks and data systems, allowing them to disable enemy communications, disrupt targeting systems, and turn their own data against them.
So any vehicles that we do are going to have satellite dishes, antennas, that kind of thing, all over them. We're just going to go hard on that. That makes sense.
Their combat strategy revolves around exploiting technological weaknesses, be it through hacking, electronic warfare, or cloaked infiltration. Their favorite tactic is to strike in the dead of night, cloaking their presence in digital shadows and misleading enemy sensors. They descend upon their foes like ghostly figures.
This all sounds really cool. I like it a lot.
Wiping out opposition with precise bolt of fire, only to vanish before the enemy can counter. When they do engage in frontal assaults, their superior targeting and adaptive weapon systems make them devastatingly accurate, with each shot guided by algorithms predicting enemy movements. Signature.
Obviously they were not Space Marines, but that might inspire the Imperial Guard that are coming from the same planet.
Unit Phantom Blades, elite squads of warriors armed with lightning-fast weapons and cloaking technology that makes them nearly invisible to the naked eye.
So invisible that we can't see images of them at this point. As I say, I've not watched this all the way through. Maybe we have no more video, but we'll find out, won't we?
These warriors can bypass enemy defenses with surgical precision, often appearing at critical points in the battle to eliminate command units or disrupt strategic positions. Relics and notable war gear 1. The Titan's Core, a legendary piece of war gear. This neural interface helm is worn by the chapter master.
That's kind of cool. A neural interface helmet that's worn by the chapter master. This sounds kind of Neuralinky and also kind of like Professor X. What if the chapter master is like a cross between Professor X and Steve Jobs? They're both bald. I mean, we're kind of there. Maybe the center of the Apple Parky kind of fortress has this in it.
It is said to contain fragments of an ancient AI, guiding the wearer with nearly prophetic insight into battlefield outcomes.
Apple Intelligence! It's here, it's real, and it's going to end some Tyranids and some Chaos things and some other Xenos, and probably some stuff that was actually, you know, probably loyal, but they weren't sure, so probably best to end it.
2. The Icarian Vault, a secured database containing knowledge and blueprints of forbidden technologies. Only the highest-ranking members of the Luminous Cog have access to these archives.
This is literally Apple's executive committee who know what's coming and nobody else does, even the people making it. I love the level of secrecy that this is coming up with. This is cool. I like this a lot.
Some whisper that within this vault is the key to creating a new form of artificial intelligence, which would be blasphemy to the Imperial. 3. The Cortex Shields. These are specialized personal shields integrated into the armor of high-ranking Midnight Titans, using ancient electromagnetic technology to disrupt energy.
But why does it look like a cat? Do we have to do something with that as well? I don't know. Again, let me know in the comments. I'm down for comments.
Based attacks. These shields appear as faint, shimmering blue domes around the wearer, making them appear like avatars of pure light amidst darkness. Chapter
Why do we have fish wearing shark fins to demonstrate that? I don't understand. Thank you. Oh, we got a dice, but with letters on for some reason.
Culture and Appearance.
Oh.
The Midnight Titans are a highly disciplined chapter, valuing knowledge and calculated efficiency over brute strength. Their homeworld, or rather, their dark moon orbiting a dead planet, is shrouded in perpetual night, and so are they. Their armor, sleek and black, is accented by glowing neon blue lines resembling circuit patterns, giving them an otherworldly, ethereal appearance in the...
That sounds cool. I might have to like, the picture is nothing like what they're talking about, but it sounds really cool.
Their rituals involve maintaining and improving the symbiotic bond between warrior and machine spirit.
I'm not sure why he's rolling a poo in his hands, but okay.
Every Marine is trained extensively in data warfare and cybersecurity, and failure in these fields is seen as a personal shame. Their ships, known as Ether-class battleships, are designed not only for space combat, but for intense electronic warfare.
That's absolutely not what the ships are going to look like, but I like the idea that they're called Ether class, and I kind of want to design them along the lines of Steve Jobs' yacht, which was like this super clean looking... I think it crashed like 3-4 weeks ago. It crashed into someone else's yacht. Having seen the like Battlefleet Gothic stuff, and we'll do some Battlefleet Gothic as well, probably the game. This is such good stuff!
These vessels can temporarily disappear from enemy sensors.
Don't look like that though.
Using advanced cloaking fields and hacking into enemy scanning systems to avoid detection. Enemies of the Midnight Titan Dwarf Spinners, a chaos-aligned sinners race specializing in digital and data corruption. Anathema to the Titans' pursuit of digital purity.
Let's just assume they're another offshoot of the Dark Lords or whatever it was. Yeah, let's just assume that they're like a sister chapter, but that stayed with Chaos. That was kind of cool.
These enemies infect battlefield systems.
Those are the worst looking viruses I've ever seen.
Spreading chaos through corrupted machine spirits. The Mechanicus Schismatics.
Holy crap, that really looks grimdark. I like that a lot. Let's make that. Can I make it? Let's make it. I'm going to make it.
A secret faction of the...
I want the train.
Adeptus Mechanicus views the Midnight Titans as heretics due to their willingness to innovate beyond sacred technologies. A tense Cold War exists between the Midnight Titans and these tech priests, with the potential for open conflict ever looming. Orc Mech Boys. Orcs with an obsession with looting tech and creating...
I feel like we've seen this before. I'm not sure why Deep Space Nine is rotating around that stick. But I don't care because it looks cool.
Ramshackle machines. The Midnight Titans often find themselves in battle against these mechboy-driven wargs.
Pirate treasure?
As orcs attempt to steal their advanced war gear. Current status, Midnight Titans are spread thin across the Silical sector, defending against both Xenos incursions and heretical factions, all while pursuing their own goal of technological...
Now we're back in Tron. That's good.
...dominance.
Oh, Tron is a good look. I like Tron a lot. Do we need to bring some Tron into this? I want light cycles for marine bikes. I might be more excited for that than anything else that's happened in this.
Chapter Master Icarus Sigma still leads the chapter, his mind sharpened by the Titan's core and his decisions guided by a machine spirit that only he understands.
I do like the idea of the winged chapter master. Maybe it's like a jump pack proxy, but he has angel wing kind of things that he made. Yeah, cool. I like it.
Whispers of the Indomitors crusade reach their sector. The Midnight Titans face the growing pressure of being drawn back into the wider Imperium's conflicts. Whether they will remain on the periphery, safeguarding their technological empire, or join the greater cause remains to be seen.
This is just cool. Like, I know some of the video isn't entirely relevant, but there's some amazing ideas in here. Not everything's great, but there's some really good stuff.
Their battle cry reflects both their ambition and warning. We are the architects of fate.
Oh, we ran out of music. Did we run out of video? Are we done? That's it. We got to the end. We made it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of inspired by this. Like, number one, ChatGPT knows Warhammer. Like, it knows basically the feel of Grimdark. It understands what this is. It tells me what their main enemies are. I didn't expect that. There's so much stuff in this that it kind of completely made up from whole cloth that really works. And I might even go with that chapter master name. Yeah, we're not definitely not having it being an Ultramarines descendant. I don't know why it came up with that, but maybe that's the main chapter that it knows. But yeah, it's definitely going to be Descendant of Chaos. Oh my god, there's so much stuff to work through in here, and yeah, we're going to be busy because I love this. We are the architects of fate. I love that as well. Okay. I'm blown away by this. Anyone else? Have you tried using ChatGPT for chapter lore? Because it seems to be pretty ace. Go for it. I don't feel like I need to really edit this apart from taking out a couple of ums. So I'm super happy. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the color schemes that I've got on my current Marines, it's up here. And I'm going to build the whole battlefield thing as well. But that's not ready yet. But when it is, it'll be there.